The United States General Services Administration and the International Interior Design Association agree to promote our mutual interest in elevating the interior design profession by enhancing the quality of life through excellence in interior design and advancing interior design through knowledge. We are committed to working together toward the following goals. GSA interior designers will strive to participate in the government forums of their local IIDA chapters, share knowledge of GSA policies and initiatives through presentations and guest speaker events, serve on IIDA committees, participate in local chapter and city center events, provide access to GSA internal experts for industry collaboration, share trends and practices in public sector work. IIDA and its members will strive to promote the role of interior design within GSA, develop partnerships with regional GSA designers, add professional credibility to GSA and the individual designer, provide educational opportunities through IIDA chapter events, provide exposure to other professional designers, increase GSA membership and involvement in IIDA. As representatives of our organizations, we share our commitment to raise the profile of interior designer, in capital letters, within the U.S. General Services Administration and continue to bring value and strength to IIDA through our government forums. Les Shepphard is the Chief Architect for U.S. General Services Administration, where he serves as the Senior Advisor to the Administrator of GSA and Commissioner of the Public Building Service on Federal Architecture, Design and Construction Policy and Innovation. Current design and construction work in progress consists of more than 200 projects with a value in excess of $12 billion, which are executed through 11 GSA regional offices. In 1999, GSA included its facility standards the requirement for LEED certification for all new federal buildings.
Should we clap now?
Yeah. Do we have to take a blood test?
Couple of things, glad to be here. Tony said, Tony Costa talked about us including interior design peers in a project that includes interiors. I don't know if any of you have worked on a project that didn't include interiors. It's, you know, whether it's a lighting project, everything we do involves interiors. Everything. And under Design Excellence, I was going to say, in the Design Excellence program, there's sort of two hallmarks of it. One is peer professionals, and others focus on the lead designer. For us, we've been doing Design Excellence now for 15 years, and as I look at the really successful projects and the projects that are in it, you know, anyway, there are those out there. We have a lot of regional people here, so I'm not going to call them projects out. But anyway, the really good ones are the ones that the interiors are good. And I really believe that in Design Excellence, that's one of the efforts where we haven't done as good a job as we need to do at GSA. The interiors part of the projects, it's where you touch.
Move this way.
Move this way. Sorry. Somebody planned this with columns.
We can't the building.
Yeah.
Wow, it was Mr. White in 1929, I think, was the guy who did it.
Anyway, just the focus on interiors. Diane Juba has been working on that. We're looking to include interiors. We've been doing 2 peer reviews before we have a project come in for concepts. We're now looking to have a peer review at the end of design development so that we know the whole package has been looked at. We have a terrific list of peer professionals that to call on. And the focus on the lead designer, Tony talked about the work. Actually, I think you said in my bio that we had 200 projects with an active construction value of $12 billion. That was before stimulus. We got about 300 new projects with $5.5 billion. So and those of you who are here from GSA, you know it's just crazy. A lot of those projects are looking at the existing inventory. We've got a few new courthouses, a few new FBI buildings, but the bulk of that work, I would guess, at least $4 billion of the $5 billion is modernization of existing buildings. Workstations, just the whole effort that's going to take for us to do that and do it right. I think even lighting projects. A lighting project isn't an engineering project. It has to be fully integrated with the interiors, with all the disciplines. To take a look at that. Our office, a few of you, how many of you have been to our office? Just a very few. Anyway, our office, we're redoing the headquarters for GSA as one of the stimulus projects. It's about almost $400 million project to renovate this 650,000 square foot building. But our floor was done as a prototype for what we're going to do with the whole building. And the lead designer on that with Deborah Lehman Smith was interiors. And I think that's why the project was successful, is that Deborah just bird dogged every detail of the project. I remember we were trying, when you're pulling it all together and trying to get moved in, and she wanted rocks the size of your fist, gray rocks the size of your fist in each of these planners, and running around Washington, D.C. looking for gray rocks. But it made the difference, it's that attention. And if you're not covering that level of detail, it shows you. We've been in our space for about 4 years now, and it starts to unravel a little bit. Deborah will come over to the office and decide, okay, darling, do something about this. And it's what makes our space great. It's what our tenants deserve, the same kind of space, that it's not just the Office of Chief Architect's offices, that it's federal space in general. It deserves that same level of attention and detail.
We're now with Jim Williamson, a principal of Genslers, Washington, D.C. Jim, can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with the signing today and the GSA charter?
Sure. I'm actually thrilled and proud to be here in Chicago for the signing of the IIDA GSA charter. As the chapter president of the Mid-Atlantic chapter for IIDA in Washington, I worked with Diane Juba to co-draft the charter for IIDA and GSA, which has just been signed. And it's really a commitment to the GSA interior designer and the GSA interior designer to IIDA to help raise the level of the GSA interior designer professionally.
Will we see immediate benefits from this new program? You
will. There's actually a specific series of commitments between the two organizations. GSA will encourage their GSA regional designers to actually join the local chapters of IIDA and participate in the government forums, bring their policies and procedures that they work with as GSA interior designers, and help educate other IIDA members. And likewise, IIDA has committed to providing educational opportunities and benefits to the GSA designer. And the whole purpose really is to bring the level of the GSA interior designer up. Every day they go to work and they have a large responsibility for creating millions of square feet of space that are really there to support people and the staff of the U.S. government to help support the American individual.
Well, fantastic. Great news for the IIDA organization and also the U.S. economy. Thank you on behalf of everyone. We're now with Cheryl Durst, Executive Director and CEO of IIDA. Cheryl, can you tell us about the importance of today's signing?
Sure. It was a really significant action on behalf of GSA and IIDA. We signed a charter, a working agreement with the General Services Administration of the U.S. government, which is the largest landlord in the world. The GSA employs a large number of designers, and they are most interested in taking a look at the professionalism of interior design and then constantly being mindful of the importance of interior design. So as an interior design organization, IIDA obviously was well invested in this opportunity because we like to advance interior design and the lives of our practitioners. So what GSA is actively doing is promoting the practice of professional interior design and then validating interior design as a viable profession within the federal government.
Well, fantastic. So I guess we'll wait and see how it all happens with...
Right. Designers in all sectors have 3 times the work that they had last year because of TARP and stimulus and all those things that we know about that have come on board as of 2008 and 2009. We'll have to see what it's going to look like, but they're going to be working harder than ever. And although there's a lot of stimulus money out there, they may not have the human capacity to handle it. So I'm hoping that this will be a great employment opportunity, not just for designers who want to work for the federal government, but in the private sector, because the government does outsource to a number of firms. So I'm hoping this helps in the uptick of the economy for for IIDA members and professional interior designers.
So now more than ever, get involved in IIDA.
Absolutely. Now is the time to build a community of support, your network of professionals who support you as a practitioner and the profession of interior design.
Well, great. Thank you for taking a moment, Cheryl.
Great. Thanks,
Appreciate
Steve.
your time. Thank you.